Welcome to the latest episode of The Altar. We're again joined with Ben and Yimra, and our special guest today, my buddy Ryan. Ryan, how you doing today, man?
I'm doing wonderful. How about yourself?
Doing great, doing great. So what we're gonna talk about today is because you're a part of the Mises Caucus, and I don't know if you want to say what state. I'll let that when we get to that portion of it go. Um, talk about that. But you've been doing stuff with the Mises Caucus, like get into that, and maybe talk about how to fund the roads, because I'm sure you have to get into those arguments a lot.
I know
But
it's the $1 million question, man. All of
yeah,
the things humanity has invented, but god damn it, we can't make a road without a fucking governing body.
yeah, can't do it. So before we get into it, as I mentioned before recording, we like to do your intro into anarchy, how you became an anarchist, any specific things. Just give a couple minutes, whatever you need. Go ahead.
Well, this one's kind of fun because it is almost entirely your fault.
Mm-hmm.
Because I met Matt at a mutual friend's Memorial Day barbecue, and this was during the 2016 election season, and I was always kind of just like that. I was that stereotypical, I'm fiscally conservative and socially liberal jerk offs. Um, and then like Matt asked me like six questions, was like, how do you feel about this? How do you feel about that? Do you think the government should be involved in this? And at the end, he was like, "Yeah, nah, dude, you're a libertarian." And I was like, "What the fuck does that mean?" So then I kind of went down a rabbit hole with that, and that was when he had started getting more into anarchism, and he was sharing these memes. And I was like, "Yo, man, that's pretty funny." I was like, "I don't know how we would do without a government to do like police or this or whatever." And then 6 weeks later, I was just like fully anarchist. Couple of memes, couple of essays, couple of books, and I was just like, all right, yeah, no. If we don't trust the state to do any of this other shit, why the hell would we trust them to do some of the most important things?
Exactly. Oh, I like that you called yourself a centrist before, because that was the thing. That's what pissed me off on the way to that barbecue. Was
Hmm.
on the way there, I posted something roasting centrist, and then
Yeah,
your
it was like
wife.
the fire shirt, like the flame shirt. Yeah,
Yeah, and she's like, not all centrist. I'm like, I'm gonna fucking give it to you guys when I got there. So I got
you did,
what
and it worked.
yeah.
It worked.
And it was funny is you made fun of the NAP because you're like what like it's already been disproven. I'm like, okay, we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, and again, that was just because I was still ingrained with that fucking status mentality that I believed whatever my peers told
Qu-
me. It was like,
quick
oh, dude, that's
question.
bullshit.
What
Yeah.
was your starting point? Weren't you like a Bernie bro, kinda?
I was a Bernie bro for about 6 months because I was dating a vegan chick.
Oh yeah, that'll do it. That'll
Yeah,
do it 100% of the time.
yeah. There was it was nothing to do with actual philosophy.
Whose Discord notifications are popping off?
Let's find out.
It's Yemra. I could already tell as
Probably
soon as he
me.
started moving. As soon as he
I don't
started,
know
'cause
how
I heard,
buttons work, bro.
God, I hate you so much. Okay, so we got that knocked out of the way. In Ryan, you're welcome. You're welcome for being an anarchist now. So
Motherfucker.
Yeah, yeah.
going
Thank
on
you.
to it. Let's
Where's it coming from?
just figure it out. We're gonna move on here while you figure that out. So Ryan,
Yep, let's see.
you've been doing stuff with the Mises Caucus. I want you to explain what the Mises Caucus is to anyone that might not know, especially twinks named Yimra, and what you've been doing for them.
Yeah, so basically the Mises Caucus is kind of like the second version of like the Ron Paul revolution. Um, I initially had zero plans on getting involved politically in any way, shape, or form. I was the apolitical anarchist. I was like, just let it all fucking rot. I don't care. I'll be there when the country's a pile of ashes and we'll start from there. I still have my collapsitarian tendencies. Um, but basically, it was started by this dude, Michael Heiss from Philly. And the TLDR is like LP National is weak. Their messaging is weak. They're not really doing anything. They had a golden opportunity with the lockdowns to be like, fuck the lockdowns, let's talk about liberty. And they didn't say shit until a year after the fact. Like they just sent it out an email a few months ago. And the deal with the Mises Caucus, I don't know if some of your listeners also listen to Dave Smith's Part of the Problem or Pete Quinones' Free Man Beyond the Wall, but they're basically talking about a takeover. And people don't like the takeover language because it sounds too aggressive.
It
But what we're
violates the
doing,
NAP.
but Nick Sarwark said himself, the Libertarian Party is the party of those who show up, and we are showing up in record numbers. We I'm part of the Mises Caucus, Delaware. We already have a voting majority in our county. We went from 2 to like 20 members in a very short period of time. And despite the aggressive nature of the takeover language, we're not going to be kicking out people that are good libertarians otherwise. Like, we're not just coming in kicking everybody out. It's like, this is our fucking house. We are very collaborative, but if we find that you're either not doing much or actually um, working against liberty, then we have a problem. We are our caucus is for, we want libertarians back in the Libertarian Party. That's all.
Yeah, not these. Well, to quote our friend Jenny, friend of the show, the
Mhm.
blue pilled libertarians. No, just
Yeah,
I'm not
that's exactly it. Is blue pilled libertarians, like, appealing to the woke left has never worked for anybody. It's not going to work for us for sure.
It's
So
a self-eating snake.
exactly, because the definition of what's acceptable changes every fucking week. So
Yeah,
what
it's
you
like how they
said
were
last week
calling.
will get you canceled.
Yeah, but they were calling Asians basically white and all this other shit, and then now something
Hashtag stop
happened, and
Asian
now
hate.
they go backtrack. I was like, no, Asians are basically white. They're not race traitors, whatever the fuck they've been saying for like 2 years,
Hmm.
ignoring all the other horrible shit happening to them because of Corona and people like committing hate crimes against them, and they're like, no, we care about them now. Actually, hello, they're not basically white. It's like
Hey,
self-eating
actually,
snake.
you ever do me a favor? Go in your audio settings and take off automatic gain control because I feel like it's on. Because you're
Hey, maybe.
very loud. But yeah. So what? And you were supposed to. I like you scheduled to come on today, but you're supposed to like indoctrinate somebody today, like like
I
get
was
somebody
supposed to
into there.
onboard a new member. Not
Wait. You said
indoctrinate
turn it on.
anybody.
Is it off?
It's on.
Turn it off. Should have done this earlier.
It's off.
All right, you're good.
Every episode, there's something.
Yeah. There's always something. So yeah. So what is the questionnaire for getting to put someone on board?
We don't really have like a strict questionnaire for the onboarding process. It's basically just to kind of get like we did with the introduction of this episode. Like, what brought you to this point? Like, why are you here? What do you want to do? What's the kind of change you want to see? Um, are you a fucking communist? Are you a Fed? If so, be gone. Um, but it's basically just like kind of setting up expectations. Like, despite what you see or hear about the political process, some parts of it are extremely complicated, but what we do really isn't. Um, it's basically just deciding what the messaging should be. We believe that the messaging should be stronger. We shouldn't be like, please, governor, please allow us to go back outside. It should be like, no, leave your fucking house, open your business, do whatever you want to do. And
Non-compliance.
yeah, like, but you have to believe in liberty. Like, if you got the NAP and property rights, like, you're pretty much good.
Okay. Now, what's your guys' steps move like currently? What is the Mises Caucus of Delaware attempting to do specifically?
Well, right now we have a large focus on recruiting. We're trying to just get more people because we have a lot of people that like follow and engage and share, but we want to get them engaged with their county party, the state party, um, so that we can start moving things the way we would like them to move, which is actual fucking liberty. Um, so recruitment's the one thing, and then we are putting out statements for House bills, Senate concurrent bills within our local government. They're trying to pass some fucking ridiculous ghost gun ban, um, as if they have no statistics on how many ghost guns have been used in shootings, because the answer is fucking zero.
Because they're invisible.
Because they're not
Can't
as
see 'em.
easy to make as moms demand anal make them out to be.
Yeah, because you were on were you on a Zoom call for your city council recently
Yes.
about that?
Yes, I was at the Senate committee hearing. I gave a statement against this bill because it's bullshit. And this fucking pastor comes on. And he's like, "Hi guys, my name is so and so. I'm a pastor. I'm here as a representative of Moms Demand Action. I'm not a mom, but a lot of people call me father." Uh, The
I like that
entire
joke.
Oh my
entire
God.
fucking county could hear my eyes rolling back in my fucking head when he said that.
Can we at least appreciate his joke?
No,
I think
no,
I'm gonna
No.
appreciate it. I thought that was great.
I'm not a
As long as you
mom.
call me
No
father.
quarter.
Damn.
No quarter.
Okay.
Jesus.
Oh god.
I'm a father and I
Brutal.
fuck kids, and I think these gun control laws need to be placed into effect.
Yeah.
So the kids can't fight back.
In true
We need to disarm the
Antapistan,
people
small
who
children
need
will
them
have
the most.
22 Rugers.
Yeah.
If it
What?
saves the life of just one pedophile, it's worth it.
What was the what's the joke? Is that stealing candy from a baby has a whole different meaning in Capistan?
This is like a good day of the week, I guess.
Yeah, it's like good luck trying to steal candy from a baby. They'll shoot your ass.
Right? We got that little 22 mag Derringer
Yeah, ready to go. It's like, don't try it. This is my lollipop. I just got it from the
coming out
doctor.
of the womb like.
I got my McDonald's vaccine and I earned this sucker. So so there's that. So that's okay. So the Mises Caucus taking care of that. You guys just do basically just recruitment, getting the actual liberty message move forward. Because because everyone plenty of people I know. I'm sure there's some of our listeners have been listening to Part of the Problem or Free Man Beyond the Wall or both of that. But they know they've seen this. You don't even need to listen to that because you've seen it through the whole election. That all this COVID lockdowns happening, and the Libertarian Party message was like, "Hey, yeah, guys, we need to be actively anti-racist and everything like that," and just doing the regular libertarian talking points, and not really talking about the COVID lockdowns and how they're that should have been, as Davis said, and I believe Pete has said, that the focus is way off. You could have been killing it with just a couple issues, but you're just spreading it out thin to every fucking we're anti-war and we're fucking pro whatever bullshit. It's okay, we'll speak about what people are actually dealing with, try to connect in that, and they weren't doing it. It was a colossal fucking failure. And I think Spike Cohen was even talking about that.
Yeah, we're literally experiencing the greatest fucking tyrannical moment of the United States government in our lifetimes. And they're talking about being anti-racist and hashtag BLM. And that's not to say that it's not an issue that police are killing people. That is an issue that we should be talking about. But governors just deciding that they have the power to shut down businesses is that should be priority number one. If you're the Libertarian Party, the entire country's locked down, you should be hey, no, we shouldn't be doing this.
It's for a political party that one of the big things especially is the don't tread on me, the image of the government being a boot. We've gotten to this point now where we no longer really focus on the boot itself, and it's just oh, the tread is really pointy. The tread has epithets on the bottom. Can we not have the racial epithets? And it's let's just not have the boot. If there's no boot, there's no tread, and we don't have to worry about what kind of tread it is. You're focusing on the wrong part.
Yeah, focusing on the symptoms instead of the cause. It's
exactly.
It's a common statist mentality where with this ghost gun bill, I brought it up in my statement. I was crime and violence, whether there's a gun involved or not, often has external causes. They're usually economic and social in nature. All of our gun crime in the state of Delaware, all of it, there's a handful throughout the rest of the state. All of it happens in Wilmington. Wilmington is as blue can get. It's the largest city here. It's the most densely populated. You're probably noticing a trend here if you're familiar with Philadelphia or Chicago or Los Angeles.
Shout out to
all
Chicago.
of these cities
Or
are
New
run
York.
by Democrats, and or fucking New York, which is a ghost town.
Fucking New York.
It's
Yeah,
these
fun
cities
fact.
run the fucking state, and they're garbage.
Ben and Yimra are from New York. Well, Yimra is still in New York. Ben escaped like Snake Plissken.
I was going to say escape from New York.
Yeah.
I haven't gained the eye patch yet, so.
I don't care about your war or your president.
It's funny because Kurt Russell is a libertarian.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
I thought you were about to say liberal, and I've been yeah, I'm pretty sure every actor just says that so you don't get their shit rocked and lose money.
Yeah, right. Look what happened to Vince Vaughn. He went to a barbecue with Ron Paul, and now he can't get fucking work anymore.
That's all right. He made his money. He's good.
He did.
Vince Vaughn did that one fucking jail movie where he runs a dude's head to concrete. He's good. He's also
Yeah,
the
right.
tallest build actor, actually, in film.
Also, he was the eco-terrorist in Jurassic Park 2.
That's
Based.
right.
Wait, not based. Wait. Sort
Was
of
No,
he?
based.
Oh,
based.
you know what?
He
I
was the
don't.
dude.
Absolutely
He cut the
based.
locks on the cages and let the dinosaurs out.
Oh, okay.
Wow,
I'm trying to
based.
remember
Good
that
for him.
movie and with Vince Vaughn. I'm trying to remember Jurassic Park 2.
Dude, it
That
was
really is
so.
not.
It was. Jeff Goldblum was young. Like, this was back when, like, oh god, what the hell was her
Go on.
name? She played Agent Clarice Starling in the Hannibal movie.
Oh,
Redhead.
Jodie Foster.
Not Jodie Foster. That was Silence of the Lambs. This
Oh,
was
shit.
ugly chick.
Julianne Moore or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
think
that
that's
was
it.
back when she was like really young, and like Vince Vaughn was young, and like fucking oh god, Peter Stormare was young, like everybody was young.
I'll have to
It was
rewatch
like
that.
90s.
'Cause I think I watched it when it came out. Like how? God, I don't know.
Dude, it's baller.
It's
It's the
young.
one where the T-Rex gets loose in like San Diego.
I need to watch
That sounds like a terrible movie.
It's a great movie. It's campy, but it's great.
If San Diego wasn't destroyed, I'm not interested in watching it. I want everyone dead and the T-Rex to win. And I don't think that's
He
what
fucks
happened.
up. Actually, he there's this great scene. Like there's a shitload of cops like chasing like Jeff Goldblum and Jodie, and they have like a baby T-Rex, and like they're running down the street in like a convertible, and there's like 80 cop cars behind them, and the fucking Tyrannosaurus comes around the corner because it's looking for its kid, and all the fucking cops just do 180s and run away.
Let's be honest. How are you going to fight a dinosaur with Glocks and 12 gauges? That's the National
Yeah,
Guard's job.
back then it was all literally all like 38 specials and like fucking pump action 12 gauges. So they
It's
were
not
like,
putting
fuck
it's not
that!
putting a dent in this dinosaur. What are we gonna do? Keep
Wait, it's
shooting
San
at it.
Francisco. Where's Dirty Harry? Where's Clint Eastwood? Just to come out
Yeah,
like,
right?
"Make my
Dude.
day."
Could you imagine how badass Jurassic Park with 2 of Clint Eastwood came out? It's like, I know what you're thinking. Did I fire 5 shots or 6? Well, you feel like, and then before he even finishes, the T-Rex just fucks him up.
Just fucking eats him. Yeah.
Just eats him. Is like, well, I guess
Like
it
the
doesn't
fucking
matter.
lawyer from the first movie, just.
Yeah. And Matt, if you want to see San Diego destroyed, just like find one of their local news channels and.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. It's already that. Don't listen to
Who's
news
more
from-
dangerous to the local population, one Tyrannosaurus or an entire population of homeless people?
Answer C, Governor Newsom,
Yep.
True.
because he's an asshole. All obviously well know all governors are assholes. All that shit.
Name me a good politician. I'll wait.
Rand Paul is so great, dude. Like the best. I'm just kidding. Dude, you fucking said the other day that Ted Cruz was a daddy. I have that on written record. And I don't care if you're joking or not. Look, he's
You got
laughing, he's
that
like, "Ah."
beard. Have a daddy with the beard. I don't
And the
know.
mullet. And the mullet.
All right,
I
so
would say
guys,
I've been saying politicians want to be slightly more likable, which is a very difficult thing. Is probably grow
I think
facial
it's
hair.
time. I think it's time we reveal the real reason we started this podcast, Jimra. This is an intervention.
Yes. And Ryan is
You
actually
are-
an interventional specialist.
I am.
Oh,
no. Take care
This
of
whole
this today.
thing has been a ruse.
Yeah?
Yes, I have a degree in behavioral cognitive therapy, and we're
Cock and
here
ball
to
torture?
cure you of your ailments before you fucking hang yourself.
Shit, no. Damn.
Oh,
I don't know how you do that.
I forgot to mention because you brought up like you stuff about like a couple books and shit. Because yeah, you are a published author on Amazon. Shout out to Bezos, right?
Yeah.
Shut up, that bald fuck.
Yeah.
Before you
I
get
mean,
shit
I'm
kicked in.
self-published, so it's not like.
Self-published, nothing
yeah.
major.
But that's kind of the benefit, is that like you're no longer gatekept by needing to find somebody who thinks your book is good enough. You can just put it out there and hope
How
for
is
the
that
best.
doing, by the way?
Surprisingly, not too bad. And now that it's like I'm getting involved with the Mises Caucus, people are like, "Wait a minute, you wrote like a book with like anarcho-libertarian themes?" And it's like, "Yeah," and they're like, "Fucking A," and they like that. Surprisingly,
Libertarian. Yeah, it was a good book. I enjoyed it. I was the first purchase because I was hunting that shit. I was actually the one that notified you that it was on there.
yeah, because I was waiting for it. It's actually available in hardcover now. Amazon was doing like a hardcover beta, and I was like, "Fuck it, I'll take it."
Yeah, it's a good book. That is the Project Manticore
Mm-hmm.
on Amazon. Get that. What's it going for? Kindle's like what, $6?
Yeah, Kindle's like $6 or $7, and then paperbacks like 14, hardbacks 18. Basically, I set the prices so that like I make the same amount no matter which version you buy. So if you want physical, I make the same amount. You don't have to like buy a different copy and think like I'm gonna get more. I set the margin to be the same so that you can get it on whatever platform or format you feel comfortable with.
Sponsor of the show, Ryan. His book is on. Moving on to Amazon. Okay, so actually, give us. We'll talk about that real quick. Give us the description of the book real quick.
Yeah, so it's it's a science fiction dystopia kind of thing, and it's kind of strangely prophetic. Um, it's about 100 years in the future, and China is basically on this warpath, taking over most of Asia and Europe, and the United States purposefully stays out of the war until the last second, and uses that as an opportunity to absorb Canada and South America into one enormous nation state. And of course, there's horrible economic repercussions of this. They do like 2 years of mandatory military service, and it essentially becomes a giant, socialist state that they rename like the Democratic Republic of the Americas, and they're about as democratic as the Democratic People's Republic of North Korea. Um,
Super democratic.
so, yeah, so the main characters all had forced military experience, conscription. Two of the characters are anarchist types, and they kind of get talked down to for going against the state. And the other two characters are kind of just people trying to survive, but they listen to these guys talk and they're like, damn, they're kind of making sense. And they all end up getting caught committing some sort of crime against the state, and they're set to be executed. But instead, they get their sentences commuted so that they can take part in a special operation on Petty Island, which is a small island between New Jersey and Philadelphia that's owned by Citgo currently. Um, and in my alternate history, Citgo donated it to the state of New Jersey and part of it to Philadelphia. And when the war starts, they turn it into a military base. Nobody knows what happens there, but there's a rumor mill about just all kinds of crazy shit, weird experiments going on at this island. So these guys basically have the option to go do a mission for the government that they don't really like against their will on this island, that there are just tons of rumors of fucked up shit happening, or get executed live on the now federally owned news networks. I won't say much more because the story
Yeah.
fills it in, but
Yeah.
that's kind of
Hilarity
the basic.
ensues.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it's like the federally owned news network, that where it's out in the open now. That it's
Yeah,
federally-
it's actually open now. It's not hidden as it is currently.
stuff. So, next thing we'll talk about. I just figured I'd just swing this in, considering you're trying to bring people liberty, recruit people, all that for Mises Caucus. How do we fund the roads, Ryan?
I don't know. How do you pay for Netflix? What happens when you need something done on your house? Do you
I was
call
actually-
somebody
I call
and
an
then you pay them?
Italian guy, and then
Yeah.
he comes in there with about like 3 different people, and they're like, "Okay, we'll fix it." And then
Do you
and then
call
they show me.
now, Yimro? This is very important.
Mhm.
Do you call an Italian twink guy or an Italian?
No,
otter
you
guy?
can't have it. You can't have a twink run a construction crew. I'm sorry.
What
to all
about an
twinks
otter?
out there? They have to be like sloppy bears at least.
Sloppy bears?
That's when they're like.
That
It's just a
sounds like
nice way
that
of
sounds
saying
like a
like
shot.
a sloppy bear is
Sloppy bears?
basically
Yeah. Oh fuck.
a sloppy bear is like, I guess, like more of like a chunky fella. I think is
Okay.
the best way to put it.
Okay.
Thick
Like
with the QUE. It's refined. You can't have a twink running a construction crew. You can be like a foreman, sure, because foremans are kind of useless if you're, especially in a union for construction sites. They're fucking. Listen, get money to sit on your ass. Good for them, I guess. But fuck that shit. Yeah, but for construction, you can't have a twink running. I'm sorry. Maybe
You know what? We've heard
in
it
This
from
episode
the-
of
society you
Twincast
would.
is amazing.
Yeah, twink cast. Yimmer's the authority on everything twink and twink related. He's like the Hank Hill of twinks. I mean,
Yeah, my twink and twink accessories. The accessories are strap-ons.
okay, all right. I don't.
All right.
Yeah.
Giving him the dirty double dick.
Okay, wait. Now I got another question. Why the fuck would twinks need strap-ons?
Just an extra dick. They're fucking one guy
For
in the
what
ass. They got a
hole?
strap on.
What?
You get creative,
okay.
bro.
You
want
get
double
creative.
penetrate?
I'm over here having missionary sex with my wife for 30 seconds. You're talking about filling multiple holes. What the fuck is going on here?
So you can get
I don't
like
know
your
what's-
dick and the strap on. You like just put them on top of each other and kind of like
Oh, so you're
double
basically
hot
trying to
dog
double
it.
pee.
Simulated DP, yeah.
Just
Oh my
double
God.
hot dog into a bun type beat.
Oh my God, Yiver, what the fuck is wrong with you?
This is why I have to like not be sober for these podcasts.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
Yeah, you
actually, on a quick note, I someone offered me a Veed pen. I don't really smoke. I don't like that shit too much, but like non-flower shit's pretty good. And I was like, how high strength is it? Like, oh, it's strong. So I kept hitting it like really hard. I'm like, this isn't doing anything to me. And I asked you in the past. So then I was like, what if I just inhale it real hard and suffer? And then I did. And bruh, last night I could not even feel my peach Vidal.
Jesus.
Couldn't even feel it. I must have been just sitting on the bed for like
You didn't
2
try to climb
hours.
some stairs afterwards, right?
No, but I had to drink like 8 bottles of water. I was literally like cotton mouth like a motherfucker. And like,
Jesus.
I mean, I couldn't even tell you if the sex was bomb. I don't even remember half it. I didn't feel any of it. They seem to have had fun.
Are they still there in the room with you?
No.
Okay, so we can talk shit now, right?
No, actually, they're from a different high school. You wouldn't know them.
Okay, all right, cool. No, so go back to the fucking roads thing. Is I was reminded of this fucking post where I was like, you can fund everything without government, and someone's like, well, go, like some fucking commie from like Finland, right, was going off about
That's
how
redundant.
yeah,
But Finland's
much.
pretty based as a country. I'll say it.
I'll keep those comments to yourself. Anyways, so they were talking.
Damn, okay.
So Finland's pretty basic. I don't know anything about Finland. I don't care because it's not America. God damn it. But they were talking about how like, well, you can't even like the roads wouldn't be able to get funded. I'm like, how does like it can get funded right? If it's funded right now, it can be funded in Ancapistan. Like no, because it's too expensive or whatnot. Like you don't. If the money's here right now, this isn't hard. If it's here right now to fund the roads, it will be there in Ancapistan. It's not like unless you're talking about they're making up money right now, which is there's an argument to be had there.
The argument that it's too expensive is absurd.
Yeah, how would they not pay for it, right? And someone else had jumped in on the post to add in defense of me because I was just like, you're being fucking stupid because it should be as simple as me explaining that if the money is here now for it, it will be there in Ancapistan. But that wasn't enough for him. I'm like, okay, I'm not continuing this conversation because I don't argue with 13-year-olds. I don't know if they were 13. I just assume everyone who disagrees with me is 13 and stupid, and they need to grow up, have a little life experience, maybe a little bisexual encounter. I don't know. That's not here or there. So someone else jumped in is like, well, how roads would be funded is through, toll roads, billboards, local businesses because they need trucks to get to their businesses, right? So the businesses would probably own the roads and make sure they're maintained, and the cost of that would be rolled into the products, maybe spanned over, so still prices are kept down. Did a whole fucking list of how the roads would be funded, and the dude came back with, no, right now toll roads don't even pay for the road, so it would happen. I'm like, you're ignoring the whole fucking list that this guy gave, and you're fixating on the toll roads. And he was like, I'm not arguing with anybody anymore because you all are stupid and don't understand what I'm saying. I'm like, you are
toll
fucking
roads
13
can make
stupid.
so much money, though. I mean, look at the ones that go into the city. Like, any of the points into the city, toll roads alone, you probably like millions of dollars a year at least. For smaller places, it's probably a different story. But like that alone, it could be.
Well,
the Walt Whitman Bridge and the Delaware Memorial Bridge are $5 a piece. It is free to enter New Jersey. You have to pay to get the fuck out. That's how they trap you. But like, it's $5, and I believe it's going to go up to $6 in 2022 because it's going to go up $1 every 2 years from now until the end of time.
Someone look up what the Illinois Skyways toll is, because I remember one time I was driving back to Illinois and I fucking took I was like, oh yeah, this is like I want to go towards Chicago, right? And wrong, I went to go somewhere else, so I had to go through the Skyway, and at the time it was like $5 fucking, and this was 10 years ago. All right. So, ignore that little pop up. But it was like $5 10 years ago.
Okay, so I have the fucking bot went away.
Yeah, that's fine. I forgot I told you not to mention it.
Okay. So there's an example in Sydney where the tolls make more than $1 billion a year, just in Sydney, for an example. It's obviously a different country, but it's just one city.
Well, it's
Like
like
$1 billion.
What's funny to me is like, where's all this money going? Right? It's going to ISIS. That's where it's going. That's my theory. It was like,
Actually,
I hate this. I hate this shit with people. Where like it's the easiest solution they have. It's not good enough for them. It's like, no, we.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, Matt. That's pretty cool.
Oh boy. Ladies and gentlemen, so Matt occasionally has an issue with his internet. He lives in bumfuck on the East Coast. So we're going to wait a couple seconds here to see what happens, and he is probably swearing up a fucking storm right now, and we can't
Actually,
hear it.
I'm the host now. This is about Twinkistan.
Oh, God. All right. So, yeah, so we'll wait for Matt to come back in, but yes, in the meantime... Oh, here we go. Matt, come back to us.
This is rough. This is rough for him. I mean, I'm here. I'm just vibing.
Right. So, Yimra, what do you want to talk about?
So all the twinks, something, no government, something, the occasional twink, something, Henry Cavill, something, Ryan Gosling. Thank you.
Excellent. All right.
Excellent.
Very good.
Ryan Gosling be considered a twink or a twunk? Thank you. Because sometimes he's really built. He's never gotten like Marge.
I would
Some people
say back in the day twink, but now twunk.
Yeah, now he'd be more twunk because he actually does work out a decent amount. Anytime you have to take your shirt off, almost every actor works the fuck out. Like, I don't know. Look at any comedy movie where someone takes their shirt off. Sometimes you got a six-pack. That shows somebody who's not humble at all. Like, Will Ferrell does not need a six-pack. He knows it.
Yeah.
But then, like, Ben Stiller has, like, a six-pack. Like, bro, well, you don't need...
Why do you have that? You don't need that.
Why do you have I'm not saying, like, hey, don't get a six-pack, bro. But, like, of all people, Ben Stiller? Do you need one?
Well, he can't
you
act,
but,
so that's why he needs it.
He can be funny sometimes. I'll give him that much.
He's funny when he's, like, not trying to, like... When he doesn't think he's funny, I guess is the way I should put it. Because, like, a lot of his earlier acting, it was like, oh, Ben Stiller definitely is not as funny as he thinks he is. And it's like, all right. It's like the same issue Leo DiCaprio had, where, like, every role he would play was, like, Leo DiCaprio playing Howard Hughes.
Yeah.
And then his main go-to would be to yell and or scream, and he's gotten better with that, where he doesn't have to rely on yelling. But a lot of movies, it's like, damn, Leonardo DiCaprio do be loving the yelling.
He do be loving the yelling.
He do be.
Matt. Matt, come back to us.
Third time's a charm.
Yeah, right?
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
No, it's not. Go fuck yourself.
Oh, my God. Well, good news is,
he was on a really good point about privately funded roads.
That was great. Yeah, exactly. Fucking Christ.
Like, they're ignoring
the fucking feds got him, guys. God fucking damn it. We got a solid 30 minutes though, I think. Oh God, we're just gonna try to fill time.
That's
fine.
I think the point he was trying to make was that like the person was ignoring the 10 other options for privately funded roads to focus on one thing that they didn't think could work. Exactly. And it's like, but then you have to think beyond that. Why don't toll roads cover the full cost of maintenance and construction and whatever? Well,
even though they probably do.
In New Jersey, it costs, I think it's something like $7 million to pave a mile of road.
God.
I know dudes that do driveways, and it's like a mile worth of driveways is not making them $7 million. So it's like, what's happening here? So we know that private companies, it's union guys, and we know that they bid for the state contract to do the roads. So if I win the bid to do, road maintenance for whatever county, they're like, yeah, so how much would this cost? I'm like, $7 million a mile. And they're like, all right, we'll find it. Go ahead, go nuts.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, if you ever drive by a place where they're doing the roads, half the time they're not doing anything. Or they also do it during the worst hours when there's traffic, too. They don't give a shit.
They do it at peak commuter hours, and there's one guy holding the sign, There's 6 guys watching one dude dig the hole because the dude that's digging is the only guy qualified to operate that machine, and he has seniority. So he's the only one that can operate that machine. He gets first priority, and then he digs the hole. Then the next guy in the group of 6, he's the one that can fill it in. But he can only fill it in with a shovel. The third guy operates the steamroller. It's this whole big circle jerk. They're all making $75 an hour to watch each other pull their dicks.
So what you're saying is I should probably start becoming one of those guys.
Yeah, make the money and you can probably find some plunks.
Ooh, guys, I have some news. I have some news fresh off the press. The identity of the Boulder, Colorado shooter has been released. His name is Ahmad Al-Issa. So this will be probably forgotten within 3 days.
Oh yeah, they'll stop reporting immediately. They
I
probably
was gonna say, it's
won't
also Colorado. It's kind of shocking nobody capped his ass almost immediately.
Yeah, well, it's Boulder, Colorado, so that's...
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't see as much of that shit happen in New York because people are strapped, just not legally. So it's all robberies. Well, actually, no. Now, actually, there's been a lot more shootings in the city. That's because criminals
People
know
have
they
been
can
out
just
of
do
work
whatever they
for
want,
a
which
year?
isn't the what?
Because
I mean, it's
people
not-
have been
it's-
out of work for a year.
People have been out of work for a year. They know the police will most likely do not as much as they used to. That's kind of changing a little bit slowly now, which isn't really a defense of the police. But when criminals know police aren't and won't do anything, a criminal who is smart will take advantage of that knowledge like anybody would.
Yeah.
Like if I'm going to rob a bank and I know the police are going to be worried about shooting me, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to rob the fucking bank. Or whatever other crime.
We have a similar situation here, except there hasn't really been an increase because we're an open carry state. So like,
Yeah,
a
no, the
lot
only
of
people who are
can
usually
conceal.
carrying are ex-cops and like
Mhm.
security dudes that are also ex-cops or veterans, or the other people who are carrying aren't legally carrying, so they're not going to pull their gun out and start blasting away at a criminal, unless they're smart and they throw the gun away and be like all the hero, like, oh, I took the other gun from whatever.
Yeah.
Which honestly would be the best move. Is like, yo, you're illegally carrying, and then you just shoot this guy, and then like, oh yeah, the other gun had dropped out of his pants.
I grabbed it real
so I
quick.
picked it up and I shot him. Listen, you know what? At that point, you should let that guy go free, anyways.
Yeah, bro, what you
The guy who
have come
shot
up with
the other guy
is what's called a drop gun.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna start
So,
printing those.
how many times has Matt tried to come in and out
I
again?
think we're on
6.
6. Yeah.
6. God damn. Well, one more. If one more doesn't fucking do it,
Then this is my show now.
look
I contribute
at
the
me.
least, so therefore I now contribute only.
He gets 7 tries before it turns into Twincast.
Oh god. Twincast.
Yeah, we're
we talk
actually,
about the Twink course.
Yeah, Twink Discourse. I actually I could type this on here, and we just talk about like femboys and shit. I don't even care much for femboys. They're all right, I guess, but
So, Yimra, would you say you're more of a twinkiatrist or a twinkologist?
What's the difference? Because I remember psychologists, psychiatrists were very different things. Like a psychiatrist was like a guy who gave me pills, and a psychologist was a guy who told me what pills I should take.
There you go. Yeah. So, do you give people the twinks, or do you tell people which twinks are right for them?
I'm a financial twink advisor.
Okay. So you're a twinkologist.
That's why I'm
Which
also
twinks to invest in.
Excuse me.
what twink should invest? I'm also
twinkonomist.
There
I'm
you
also
go.
I do the same thing for financing, where my kink is to be a findom, financial dom.
But only
So instead
to
of like a
dudes
sugar
who-
daddy, I just take your fucking money, and then I do something with it for myself, or I just give you bad investing plans.
Specifically, you're a findom for dudes who just got out of basic with no credit.
I honestly haven't gotten any guys like this guy. I've got a couple like police officers who are like, because usually on a test drive when I'm with somebody, I'm like, oh, you can use like Google Maps or Waze with like Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and the good thing with Waze is you can see where the cops are if you're speeding or anything. I can't say that you should be speeding, but if you ever do, it's good to have it. He's like, well, yeah, that's not gonna be too useful for me. I'm like, yo, this guy about to flex on me hard. He's like, no, actually, because I'm a cop in the city. And I was like, oh. So it's gonna be even more useful for you because you don't want to deal with other cops pulling you over.
Exactly, right?
just trying to like track back a little bit.
Hit him with that fucking 32.9% APR.
Bro, I would actually fucking kill myself if someone gave me that as an APR for a car. I wouldn't pay above 7% with even like bad credit. Fuck that.
But that's the point. Like that's how you get back.
Oh no, that's like an actual like thing I've talked to. Like
and that's what dudes fresh out of basic do. They get married and they buy Dodges.
They get their super wife and they buy a
fucking that Challenger, that Charger. They fucking put a ring on some bitch.
But it's always a V6. They never get the fucking V8.
Yeah, always.
Well, no, the V8's too much fucking money. You know what the funny thing is you can usually get better insurance coverage for a Challenger than a Charger. At least in my history of dealing with those cars.
That's interesting.
I think it's mainly because people who usually get Chargers are usually using it as their primary, which automatically makes it a lot worse. Your primary being a muscle car is a bad move. Then in addition to that, they usually will have a family. These are usually people who are using the car for multiple things. And they usually have a family, which is pretty bad on your insurance to have your primary be a muscle car also for your family. Most people, when they get a Challenger, it's not their primary car. At least if they're smart, they put it as their secondary to save themselves money.
True.
They usually have like a SUV that's all-wheel drive, or they have some family-like crossover, also probably an all-wheel drive, which, depending which brand it is, because certain companies make cars with a certain amount of safety features, like say, oh no, some fucking Asian company. Usually they are the ones that blow the cars up.
Like the Subaru SUVs.
Subaru's
safety monsters.
The safety monsters and their all-wheel drive system is honestly probably one of the best, if not the best. I would never own a Subaru. There's nothing wrong with them necessarily. The people who own Subarus in my area are like a certain specific person. I'll give you a description now.
I have a legacy and I love it, but I get it. Like the Subaru,
don't worry,
I'm
about to
Subaru,
explain.
Bro. Like
the Subaru guy is the
like the dude with he's got like, and it sucks because like I love the WRX, but they just ruin them for me because it's like some fucking dildo with his like goofy backwards trucker hat and like he's got his fucking gay ass stickers and queer fucking rims, all this dumb shit. And it's like, dude,
what's wrong with queer rims, asshole? What if I want pride flags? My fucking rims.
You can have pride rims. You're allowed.
As long as you don't stance them to a 45-degree angle, you're good.
Yeah.
No, I don't believe that stancing shit.
The one thing I don't get, if you live in a really nice place that doesn't have snow and the roads are always great, like, cool, that's cool. I used to see that shit in New York, and it's like, bro, how much of your fucking, like, the bottom of your fucking car is left? Like, there's no clearance.
Dude, and not only that, like, you're wearing your tires on one specific spot. Like, do you just have that money to just get new tires every, like, 6 months from...
They don't, but their parents have lots of money.
Oh, my God.
Okay, but...
I swear to...
Welcome back, Matt. We can actually hear you now.
All right. Well, before Matt decides to take his show back, I'm going to describe Subaru owners.
No, good. I'm glad you guys just fucking continued.
Oh, yeah, no, we kept it rolling.
Perfect.
So,
thank you guys.
The average Subaru owner looks usually like the following. Slightly overweight, wears generally a gray hoodie, blue shorts, ugly-ass running shoes, neck beard, vapes, wears a backward hat, receding hairline, and then in addition to that, they usually have a girlfriend who's in high school, and they have to explain that she's of the age of consent every fucking time they bring her up.
She's really
and she's always picking her up from high school. Bro, she's 17. It's legal in the state. She's 17. It's okay.
We met at a Fall Out Boy concert. God.
There's a light on in Chicago. I like that me sending the Craig leave shit fucked everything up. Like, I sent that, and it was like, all right, so yeah, guys. Oh, fuck, everything's locked up.
F.
So, you know what? I really like what you guys were talking about while I was gone, though. It was very nice. I appreciate that.
We actually covered a wide breadth of topics.
We did,
and I tried to piggyback off of what you were saying before your internet track sixed. And I think the point you were trying to make was that, like, the dude in that thread was fucking ignoring all of the other possible solutions to privately funded roads and focusing on the one dumb thing and then saying, well, and this is the constant problem of being an anarchist, is where it's like, well, what about this extremely improbable, highly specific scenario that's unlikely to ever happen?
No, the aliens are going to take over, okay? So that's why we need government. Right?
Yeah, for aliens.
That goes also the same way for the ANCOMs as well, where, like, Which some of our arguments with them are literally the same thing. Where it's still anti-government. Theirs just also has a thing of any type of possibility of corporate authority. Where it's like this argument, and we both of us, because we're all anti-authority.
Here's my thing,
like
and obviously, Ben, we're using your backup video now.
Of course.
So that's why you do it, because we can't trust me. No, my thing with ANCOMs, I don't care. Like as we've discussed before, I don't care. Like I don't use this thing like, oh, you're still like what you want is still government, and then they come back with no, yours is actually wanting government. You need government, blah blah. I don't care about that. I just care about, can I do what I want in an ANCOM society? Right? Like, if all your shit's going on, can I just do whatever the fuck I want? They're granted not, like, infringing on people's rights. That's it. That's a simple question I've asked before. And they're like, well, no, you can't do that. Like, if I wanted to have my own business, right? Or have my house. Like, I built a fucking house. Or my dad, he gave it to me. Whatever. Can I keep that?
No.
A lot of the time, they tell me I've only seldomly ever had one or two, like, random ANCOMs. Like, no, that's fine. You can keep that. I'm like, all right, cool. You and me are good. Like, I hate the shit, like, no, that house is not personal property, so we would take it from you. That's where I have a problem. I don't care about getting into this shit.
That's the thing that really stops the ANCAPs and the ANCOMs, or just the voluntarists in general, from really getting along, because it's like the communists want to draw this distinction between personal and private property, where it's like, to me, it just sounds like semantic bullshit, where it's like, I need to be allowed to own stuff. If you want to share your shit with people, you should be able to do so. If you want to share your resources, share your fucking houses, that's fine. But people need to agree to have their house be shared, or their car be shared, or their other shit. As long as you're not taking my stuff, or threatening me to take it, or pulling a gun on me, we're cool. Like, I kind of like the idea of panarchy, where it's like, you can live under whatever economic system you want, as long as you're not violating these things. But the communists are like, no, I own part of your house. And it's like, no, you fucking don't. But if I want to surrender it and be like, yes, I will join your little commune, I can do that. But there's got to be that line where it's like, look, you go find your people and do your thing, and we won't fuck with you. Just don't fuck with us.
Very simple. No, we can't have that.
No.
If you want any of this to work, I give shit to ANCAPs too. Like, actually, I don't think I've ever heard an ANCAP say like, no, ANCOMs have to be a part of the ANCAP society, but I know they're out there.
Well, no, you have the guys who are like, no, we're just going to kill the ANCOMs. Those are the people that usually, if they're bringing them up in a society.
Well, okay, contextually, why they're saying that is because the ANCOMs are saying that they're going to kill the ANCAPs when said thing happens. So obviously, you can't fault them for that. They're already saying that.
No, in that scenario, of course, it's different. But like one where it's just like they're doing their own thing, we're doing our own thing. It's like, well, what if they do this? Like, well, I'm sorry, the ANCAPs probably are building a lot more guns. I'll tell you that much.
Oh, dude, I like the argument one time where someone was like, oh, like in an ANCOM society, you wouldn't have any guns. I'm like, well, how are you going to do that? It's like, well, we would kill all the ANCAPs with the guns, and then we'd surrender the weapons. I'm like, listen to what you are saying. That you're going to murder a bunch of people and then trust each other, a bunch of you guys committed murder, and you're going to trust each other and just give up the guns at that point.
That was like Lenin. Actually, Lenin didn't trust Stalin at all, but Lenin was very much aware after the revolution that Stalin was going to be a problem, which is basically, well, we just had our group of people all learn how to be very proficient in killing a large group of other people with firearms. One of them is going to be smart, very smart, I should say, and keep their weapons, because even if they're all like, hippie free love, but then they have to defend like with their belief, blah blah. Let's just say that, and then they have to kill all these people. Someone's going to have a very drastic change of heart on belief systems after you butcher and kill people, regardless of the reason, background, whatever. You're going to change your mindset at least a little bit. Someone's going to be like, wow, let's throw all the guns away. And then one guy's thinking, damn, this secret door in my fucking basement that I own with 3 other dudes, they don't notice. I got a bunch down there. When they're all out working on the farm, I'm going to go grab the fucking gat and fucking slam the John on this motherfucker and go out there and do my bit.
Slam the John.
He's slamming the fucking John, bro. You gotta get your John,
No, I don't know. What the hell does that mean?
I hope that we have some listeners that aren't from the East Coast that have no fucking idea what a John is.
Yeah.
As somebody
John,
who used to live on the East Coast, I think I know what this means.
Okay, I will describe what a John is. A John is very situational. Anything can technically be a John. Like, I'm about to hop in the John, my car. I'm about to grab the John from my phone or watch. John.
You
Exactly.
know,
the
basically,
John
just any item.
So it's like
yeah,
John
it
can
means
really,
anything. It means anything. Like, yo, let me see that John.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
it's like
but it's got to be. It's very specific to the situation.
Yeah,
but generally, you already know what someone's talking about. Like, hey, can I hit the John?
Mm-hmm.
Or like, I'm about to hop in the John.
Like, let me hit this ish. Let's hop in
may
the
have
ish.
a slight difference in use.
Mm-hmm.
Use it specifically something cool. Or like, yo, I'm about to ride the John. But no one really use it for a person. I'd rather just use the word scrody for anyone who wants to squelch. Man or woman.
About
So,
to
like,
roadie the scrody, bro.
So when you're about to go suck on some toes, I'm gonna go suck on this John real quick.
Yeah.
Nah, you gotta let people know it's gonna be toes, though.
Y'all got that John juice?
Hashtag toe gang up in here.
I was like, oh, what's up, baby? Is this some fungus?
Hey, can I like visit your house and hit you with a wearing blender, bro, for saying that?
Yes. I'll post my address in the Discord later. Come on over.
Yeah, this is the one day I finally quit my job and spend money on a car and just have an excuse to drive around for like a month before I work a job as a road crew guy. So I do fuck all for $75 an hour.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
Construction otter.
You'll be the greatest otter doing that. Still laughing at that. Have you accepted the term otter yet?
No.
Accept the otter into your heart.
Hey, Ryan, you're familiar with what an otter is?
No.
It is a
Give me the
hairy
rundown.
twink.
I'm not listening.
It's a what?
A hairy twink.
Oh.
See, like, because Yimmer likes to call him. Oh, like, we've this is like the 4th episode. We keep bringing it up because it just bothers the shit out of him.
It hurts me so.
He's like, I'm a twink. Like, well, no, you're too hairy for that. Because it was our buddy Max who brought it up. It was just funny. We've been harassing him ever since.
We need to get Max on here.
Yeah, I want to get Max on to talk about time travel. Just have fun.
Which Max?
Oh, God.
And Caparata.
Oh, okay, so not our Ford Ranger Max.
Oh, no,
not racist Max.
No, get racist Max on here. That's what I'm talking about.
We should. Well, he works right now. Like he actually, he actually has to go to a
queer.
job.
God damn it.
Who works right now, right? Like,
Jesus Christ, seriously.
I work so much. I'm gonna totally quit that job, dude. That shit sucks, bro.
Yeah, slinging cars.
This shit sucks, bro. Not even like the selling cars aspect. It's like my showroom's just full of like people who like you can't do anything with, and you work in like these long hours with people like you can't jive with. And I asked my manager straight up, like, you know, because you know on like websites or like ads, it'll be like, oh, the offer where it's like this much down, lease due at signing for like this much. And I was asking my boss, I was like, well, how much profit, like commission wise, do I make off of like these offer things? So I was curious, like, because there's a certain way that you get either a flat or you get a percentage commission. He was like, why do you need to know that? And I almost lost my shit right there. Like, why do I need to know that? What do you think I'm here for, bro? I don't do this because I like sitting at my desk and staring at a screen for 3 hours until some jackoff comes in about a car. Or like I ask him like,
also
how much money is
what
this?
cars you're slinging, man. If you're at like the unholy trinity, like the Chrysler Jeep Dodge, oof.
They sell those things, so they can sell them at a loss because they make so fucking many of them. Like if a Dodge Ram is like someone's comparing our car to a Dodge Ram, doesn't matter the brand, quite frankly. You are so fucked because they sell them for such a loss that like we can't compete. And there's like the Chevy like Equinox, like fucking forget about it, bro. we can't undersell them on a car like that. There's no fucking way. It's the most annoying shit. But then also Christ Jeep, Dodge, Ram, fucking all those. The reliability is such shit that, you know, depending which brand you have, you might be fine if you explain like, hey, if you're gonna finance a car, maybe don't get the brand that like literally like one of the issues they have with the 8-cylinder like Chryslers is that like part of the piston and part of the engine just falls out of the car at like 60,000 miles.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's the thing that actually happens. Most people just fucking modify it or do something to that part of the engine so it doesn't happen, and they usually upgrade it anyways.
It just straight up falls the fuck out.
Yeah, you can watch like a bunch of like videos about guys talking about it. Especially generally on like the Hemi 300s and a few other. I think they've fixed it by now, but that was an issue like around the generation I bought my car in. But mine's a 6-cylinder, which is fine because it's my first car. And
I
I didn't
like
want to die.
my favorite. What I found out was my parents was like the Ford truck death wobble or death rattle.
Yeah.
That if the tire isn't properly, like if it's just a little under psi and you're going over 60, it just fucking violently shakes on the highway. Because
well, Ford had the issue with the transmissions for a while too, which was like a running joke with them.
Oh, dude,
but they still sell more vehicles than anybody else in the U.S. They're like the #1 seller.
I'll never buy a fucking Ford again. They could.
It's mind-boggling how like
back.
the least reliable cars are some of the like most sold.
Well,
cars
it's because most people lease rather than finance. Anyhow, as long as their credit's above.
Yeah,
like,
so you get some fucking shitbox with an interference engine, and it just fucking grenades itself.
the most bought vehicle.
You get water in the cylinder, and it's just like, or the timing goes, and it's like at the wrong fucking cycle, and it just fucking done.
Yeah,
whatever.
Certain, yeah. But most companies, no matter what, like every car usually has at least one problem that like is common to that brand or to whatever.
Oh yeah,
which is fine. It's just going to happen. I mean, you have like 8,000 plus parts of the car. Something's going to go wrong. Meanwhile, Porsche,
or
like
if you get a
nothing goes wrong.
Volkswagen, just everything's fucked.
Yeah, that's why they go
Your
electric.
dashboard's going to look like fucking Times Square on New Year's Eve from fucking the second you drive it off the lot.
This is like
that's
the
one
worst
smart thing Volkswagen ever
have
did was realize
right
after their emissions scandal that they were not going to be able to sell cars as easy.
I'm
so
taking my truck into the dealership in like an hour and a half to like get some stuff done, but my alignment's off, so I'm hoping that's not expensive. So
it's probably about 100. Well, because it's probably be about $100. It should be. Well, I mean,
That's
out
fine.
here it's about $100 for that.
No, yeah, you gotta do that.
I gotta make the joke, dude. Cars would be so much more dangerous in Ancapistan.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
right?
because there would be no regulations.
There'd just be no regulation.
The regulations, all that.
All the manufacturers, they would take the indicators out, even though like they're just kind of generally a good idea.
Even though everybody wants all these gay safety features and shit.
Timestamp is 56.
Okay, so yeah, we'll finish off talking about how cars are in theoretical Ancapistan, right? Like, okay, so what happens? Oh, Grant, what happens right now if you buy a car and it fucks up, like death wise?
L.
What happened?
The company sends you an L in the mail.
Yeah, that's your settlement letter. Is just an L printed out on
the letter L printed on 8.5 by 11 fucking cheap copy paper.
Yes, I borrowed this from the public school nearby. Hope it's okay.
Yeah. I ripped this out of a textbook. Now the kids can't learn shapes.
Because the thing with me right now is a lot of people rely most people rely on the government to with regulations to make sure the vehicles are safe, right? So that's why they don't do any fucking research. Like, well, they have to buy by government regulation, so any car I buy is safe, right? Because they have to follow the law, which is not necessarily the case. They were talking about a fucking car's engine just drops out or parts of it drop out, or you got the Ford death rattle. That's such a fucking common thing. Apparently.
Or cars just go on fire.
Yeah.
Tesla.
So my classic argument about anything that's like the worst it would be at Ancapistan is as best as it is right now, which is not that great, right?
Or the entire Takata airbag inflator thing. I mean, they were.
Almost every company bought that shit. Yeah, I
had to get mine replaced, and it's like that happened with full regulation, and I mean, this applies to so many industries, like restaurants. Like, oh, well, that restaurant needs to follow the regulations, and it's like they all technically do when they start, but did Chipotle not get a shitload of people sick with fucking E. coli? Yes, and they were following the regulations, so it's like this stuff is going to happen regardless. But all you're doing is making it harder for other companies to compete.
I mean, and even now, when I'm selling cars, depending on who you ask, some people really want as many safety features in the car as possible. Some don't give a shit, where they just want the car to drive. They don't need the blind spot detection. Rear cameras are now standard. You have to get them in a new car. They can't make it without it, with a few exceptions. I think certain Jeeps can get away with it because they're technically qualified as something. I think I could be totally wrong on that, but. You need a rear camera. So that's a new standard now. Every car comes with a rear camera. You can't undo that. Blind spot detection is
backup.
The what?
What? Nothing.
Killdozer has several cameras.
But
at least
certain the demand right now from people is generally for more safety features, unless they're older people or people who want a box standard car and they don't want Some people also just want to turn that shit off. They don't want all the safety features. The only ones I think are really valid are like your blind spot detection, your rear camera, maybe the sensors, and maybe forward collision assist, which is basically the car lets you know you're about to crash because some people are fucking idiots and don't pay attention to the road.
Yeah.
And apply the
Which-
brake for you.
Yeah,
See,
it'll apply
and
the
then
brake.
again, it's like you said, some people actively seek out those features, and if like the market is generally people wanting more safety features
Mhm.
as opposed to performance,
you
automotive
can get both.
manufacturers will generally make things to appeal to that, and then they'll make another trim that is a performance model
Mhm.
for the dudes
Well,
that want.
now you can do both. I mean, you can look at not Dodge necessarily, but Dodge will put like a Hellcat engine in a pickup truck. Why do you need that in a pickup truck? You really don't, frankly. It's not.
Dodge put a
you probably
fucking
shouldn't have
Hellcat
one.
engine in a minivan.
All right, hear me
Yeah,
out.
someone did do that. That was sick.
So we already this
They
is
do
already
like LS
happening.
swaps into minivans. It's fucking sick.
Did
This
you
is
want to see
already
it?
happening, but let's talk cars with DLC.
Oh,
Right?
God.
Oh,
No, because
yeah.
they're like already doing, like,
Tesla!
like
Tesla.
Tesla's like doing it where you can unlock features, but imagine like they just make one fucking car, for example. Like going the commie route. There's just one fucking car. It's got all these features, but you can buy it with like, let's say you don't care about the blind spot monitor, right? And that's like say $50. $50 extra. Well, you could save money by not paying to have that. Like in the base model, like I say, like all the cars have everything, but everything's disabled depending on what model you get. Like you pay for the features. Or if you want all these features, you can pay one-time fee, not like a subscription service. One-time fee to enable it, but you could save money by not having it. So then in the future, if you're going like, let's say for some reason, if you're going to sell it and you can get more money by enabling it. For some reason, if it's like a discounted price over time, your car is like so old, like you could get it like a Steam sale of the fucking DLC for your fucking car, right? It's like, well, normally it's $50, but you had the car for a couple of years, do it for 25. I'm just spitballing here, okay? Spitballing the idea of like a DLC car to where like you're like, I don't need a fucking backup camera, I don't need to use it. But it's
Some
already,
fucking General Motors
that
executive is gonna
concept
watch
kind
this.
of exists in that concept kind of exists in like you can pick options. The only problem you're going to run into in that specific scenario is the same thing we run into with software is piracy and work.
Oh yeah, no, Tesla.
Like
people stole their shit.
Yeah, it's where like someone will always bypass your anti-piracy security. So somebody will just be like, "Yo, put this flash drive into your fucking car and unlock all the features at once." Okay, boom, done.
Yeah, people did that because there's certain additions. Like you get a Tesla, but then there's certain software that makes it sportier, certain that makes it right, whatever the fuck. And someone hacked it to pretty much unlock like all of them. And I mean, I'm sure Tesla gave him like a cease and desist or some bullshit like that. But
if they were smart, they would have gave him a job.
Yeah, I was about to say.
I don't want to hand it to the feds, but at least the feds sometimes will just take in a hacker.
Yeah.
At the very least. At least they're smart in one scenario. Singular.
In one scenario.
Well, the problem is all the hackers they take in are also pedophiles. So.
Or they smoke weed.
Well, they spot that. They recognize their own, you know?
Yeah.
Game recognizes game.
Yeah.
Game recognizes.
There's two departments of hackers. There's the pedophile hackers and the weed smoking hackers. The pedophile hackers get invited to the company parties.
the weed guys get to do their own thing, I guess.
Yeah, right. They got a remote connect. They get the shitty pay. They don't get benefits.
Yeah, they can zoom into the party.
Exactly.
Yeah, we're gonna blur out some spots. What the pedophile guys are gonna do. Don't worry about it. The kids are 18. They might.
Don't worry about it. Don't you fucking smoke that joint on camera. Fuck you.
Oh, dude, that's the other thing that's fucking hilarious about the Biden administration.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, did you guys do anything like we didn't pass? Oh yeah, you're gonna have to either resign or.
It's totally okay. Oh, yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah, Ryan, you heard about you saw that shit, right? No, they fucking I guess Biden or like his administration like asked like staffers and all that, like, oh, do you have any other like past like weed use? Like it's okay if you did, like you could tell us. And then they said like, yeah, like, you know, a couple of years ago I might have smoked a joint. And they're like, okay, well, we're gonna need you to either resign or you have to remotely work now.
Oh,
this happened like the other day.
That is hilarious.
And Hunter Biden's like, oh, you guys aren't looking at me, right? Like, I know I'm on staff, but I can still come around, right? Hang out.
Shoot me a link to an article about that, because that's fucking incredible. I got some groups I want to share that in. and I definitely want to share it with the Mises Caucus here.
Yeah, after we get off here, I'll shoot that over.
Awesome.
And then, well, I guess we'll wrap it up. Do you want to plug anything? It's like for Mises Caucus. Like, I don't know how many listeners I got that are like in Delaware area. Anyway,
there's a state representative.
Oh, yeah, that's
basically
right.
everywhere. So
give us that hit because it's every state, right?
Yeah, you can go to takehumanaction.com and just find your state coordinators. Get in touch, reach out, see what you can do. They'll help you get involved. You can also buy my book on Amazon, or you can go to ryanbunsing.com. I also do graphic design work on the side. I design the podcast artwork for Free Man Beyond the Wall.
That's right. I forgot about
Year
that.
Zero with Tommy Salmons. A handful of others. So if you got something going on, feel free.
And Ryan's gonna be doing the alters graphics.
I absolutely will. And you guys get the better price. Commies pay like fucking 400%. That's what they get for their own ignorance.
All right, cool, good deal. Yes, everyone, if you want to get involved and do more for liberty than making a podcast, do some human action.
Yeah, and look, our whole thing is like, there's no pressure to do anything beyond what you're willing to do. Like, if you just want to fucking like write emails to senators or whatever, you can do all of that. Like, there's no like, you have to be willing to do this much. Whatever you're good at, whatever you can offer, we'll take it. Like, you don't have to run for seats, you don't have to do anything crazy, but just get involved, get talking to people.
Yeah, talking is the first step.
And also, if you're a communist, you want us graphic design, just lie.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I love private property. Private property is the greatest thing ever. So can I get that for the free baby? That free?
And I'm just gonna be like, yeah, obvious commie. It's gonna be like the person on Twitter that's like, hello, fellow Liberty folks. Where's the best place to get 3D printed gun designs? And it's like, yeah, nice try, Fed. Right,
Nice
fuck
try,
out of
Fed.
here.
Fuck out of here. All right, so I guess that's it for this episode. Ryan, thank you for coming on. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having me, guys. It was a pleasure.
And until next time.
Cock and ball torture.